speaking to us, sir.
Thanks for having me, my brother.
That's Colonel Retired Festus Abuaji. He's a security analyst. Let's speak to Palgrave Boachi Dankwa. He's government spokesperson on security. Palgrave, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Have you seen this report on Burkina Faso or terrorists from Burkina Faso using Ghana as a base for operating, and how does the government react? Palgrave? Apologies, I lost Palgrave there. Let me bring some of your messages while we try and re-establish connection to him. Akapol Jr. from Ahafomim says, our soldiers who are known to be rendering support to these militant groups must be ousted from the security services as they stand a great threat to the peace and security of our nation. Jones Adboy-in-law says, isn't it an irony? We only get serious with our security when elections are here. The government can't deploy military to Volta region but turns a blind eye to serious security issues like this. GM 2024. Seriously, Ghanaians are not angry enough. Let me go back. Palgrave Boachi Dankwa is back on the line. He's government spokesperson on security. Palgrave, I was asking if this report has come to the attention of government and what's the reaction. Festus Abuaji is just saying there that earlier today there was a report about a national security meeting over this issue. What happened?
So, Moro, I would like to greet you and greet your listeners and viewers. I just state that, yes, earlier this morning, I was in a meeting with the Sector Minister for National Security, and the issues that have arisen has no indications that our country is under threat at all. And would want to put out very clearly that Reuters story is leading. Doesn't represent the fears that they are putting into the system.
So what are the facts?
Well, so the indications that we have is what I've put out there. That,
so the question would be that why do we have such a publication from a very respected international news agency like Reuters then? What could be happening? There's no smoke without fire, they say. Is there a case that this particular one, there's no fire indeed, but there's a smoke?
So, but the statement that Reuters is making is that there are residents, and there isn't that at all in this country. You know, every now and then we have people who travel from Burkina Faso to come into Ghana, either to do trade or to pick up things from the harbor. And so there are instances where oftentimes if they are not able to have high trucks and the trucks are charging very huge amounts from the government in Burkina Faso, you will find that they would use official vehicles of that nature. And so we allowed them to be able to come in to pick up whatever things that they need at the ports and then send back into their country. So the story is not what it's representative.
Does it mean then that government is not going to do anything because it's a story that is not worth your time?
Well, I mean, government is very clear on the borders control that we have put in. There are a lot more surveillance at the various border towns in the country, up in the northern sector of the country. They are deployed drones as well that are working, and so we receive daily situational reports that puts us very much prepared ahead of every other issue.
Finally, before you go, let's talk briefly about Boko, about the developments we are hearing about there. What does government know and what's government's plan?
Well, Boko is a very beautiful town. We know that there are issues that have been ongoing in relation to the chieftaincy issues, the chiefs that were installed, how the various sides have been wanting to cause the satisfaction. We've received intelligence of that nature that one of the chiefs has gone into a particular environment, and we are on standby to ensure that the ripple effect of that and the fallout of that does not become enormous. And so government has moved in very strongly. So I'm aware from indications from my briefing this morning that we are in the environment where the chief is to ensure that law and order prevail, and that life and livelihoods are not lost as a result of some of the misunderstandings that would arise.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you, Mauro, for that.
That's Palgrave Boachi Dankwa.